So, dear friends, very, very welcome from the workshop team all do appreciate your presence, and we should wave to all of you from our places, Dunja, Pauline, Susanne, Panos, and myself, Margareta, and Michelle. So we are here to try to do this important workshop this way. Why this theme is yeah, you have to thank you, Michelle. You do that better than I ask you. Great. And of course, you can have all our mails if you want to. And we will already now remind you about the chat room where you can say or ask things, and we try to cover that one also. Why is the theme of today's workshop important? Maybe it's easiest response by all of you, because it's to increase our common learning and understanding on how to develop all our societies to be better prepared for a sustainable future. We do have a lot to learn from each other all around the globe. Let's try to do that, and let's this be a step forward. To do this better, we need to communicate and collaborate even more than we usually do. And this network is today our vehicle to identify some of the tasks that we can start or continue to work on together with education, research, and innovation. We have a fantastic platform for this. The International Design Society welcoming this important theme, and we send our greatest thanks to Design Society, and also, of course, to the Design 2020 organizers. Thank you, Dorian, specifically. We hope to take some step forward today. It would, of course, have been very, very much nicer to see you all and for us to meet, but now we have what we have, so we will do the best under the circumstances. And now I leave the word to Susanne to tell a little more about how we will work today. And maybe you should change slide, Michelle, please, to the program of the day. Michelle? Thank you. Thank you.
So today we will have a workshop for 90 minutes, and we will have first a couple of speakers who will do some introductory presentations, and then we will have breakout discussions in separate rooms, and we have divided you in 4 different groups with 4 different themes. And for you who did register before, we have pre-selected the rooms based on your interest. And for you who did not register and participating now in the workshop, you are allowed to choose one of the themes. We will go into details more a bit later in this presentation, what themes and where to find it. And the key thing here during the discussion is for everyone to try to see what common interest you have and ideas on how to collaborate further on your topics of interest.
One little more, thank you. One little more thing. Since you don't see everyone who is participating, we should just say that there are people from many of the African countries, and also people from Brazil and from I think there was a picture that we got the different universities around, which is no, there you are. So there is Boto, Rio de Janeiro, Côte d'Ivoire, Royal Institute in Sweden, Makerere, Purdue, Strathmore, University of Cape Town, Dar es Salaam, and Michigan. It's wonderful, isn't it? So go ahead with the speakers, our speakers of today. Change two steps, please, Michelle.
So today's speakers, we have 4 honored guests today. We have Camille Meyer from University of Cape Town. We have Dorothy Okello from Makerere University, Chinando Mwendapole from Boto, and we do not have Wycliffe Guguni from Strathmore. He is unfortunately not able to participate today, but we will have a guest presenter from KTH, Jesper Vassell. So we will start with Dorothy. So please, Dorothy Okello, would you like to ask for permission to show and show your slide and your video and your microphone, please.
Sorry for interruption. So now the one of the people here active. Yeah, nice. Should be kicked out to keep the people under 9. Okay, great. You're getting this very well now.
So, Dorothy, please. Here we go.
Hi.
Okay. All right.
Did you have a quick
I get some help with the sharing of my screen, please?
Yeah, then do that.
It's coming.
But in the meantime, can you hear me fine?
Yes. Hi, Dorothy. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, I can see myself as well. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on which part of the world that you are. I'm happy to be part of this event and to share about the experiences from the perspective of Macquarie University. I can't see my slide.
I think we run over. Robert, would you see if there's something that happened to, or was it a connection issue?
You only her screen share. I don't know where her audio went.
The screen share, we do it ourselves.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
Yeah, but
it's me who do.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, but then maybe her connection is not stable. Maybe because nothing popped up on my screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I see the same things as also as Professor Papalambros and Susanne and Margareta. So we all have the same
Yeah.
screen in front of us.
Oh, this is
So we'll. I think we give Dorothy
we will proceed.
Oh,
1
yeah.
minute or so,
Maybe we
should
should
or we can just.
continue with the next speaker.
Yeah,
I
we do
think-
that.
I think we do. And
I think-
she might come in again.
Yeah, so we'll do that. So then instead, we would be very happy to have Shinandu from Bothell University to present. Is that possible for you, Shinandu? And if you are there, please ask for permission to show your slides and your microphone.
Shinandu?
No. Shinandu? No, now Dorothy is back. So let's go back to Dorothy then. We'll try, we continue. Oh. Yeah, we learn by going here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's present again.
Welcome back, Dorothy.
Okay, I can see my presentation that is showing on the screen. I hope you can hear me fine.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very fine.
Yes.
Okay, I take it that you can. I am not hearing the podcast. Okay. As I have shown there, I'd like to share you just very quickly about the experiences from the College of Engineering, Design, Art and Technology at Macquarie University, or CEDAT in short. Could I have the second slide, please? Okay. And this is just really very high level about the university. And then to give you a bit of a background in terms of the projects and the way forward. Next slide, please. Okay, so just to give a background to everyone, Makere is set up in a collegiate system. We have 10 colleges and one school, that is the School of Law. But you can see from the slide the variety of areas that are covered. We have agriculture, we have health sciences, we have computing, we have humanities, and of course the engineering, design, art, and technology that I have highlighted. As a university, we have about 37,000 students. Next slide, please. Yes, so with the focus now on CEDAT, or the College of Engineering, we have slightly over 3,000 students, with just about 300 or so being graduate students. We have a variety of programs offered both at the undergraduate and the graduate level. But specific to what we are looking at in terms of sustainable development and the design for that, we also have a number of centers of excellence that I have highlighted, and you can see from the slide, we're looking at areas of energy and energy conservation. We are looking at materials design, product development. We are looking at transportation. We are looking at telecommunications, networking, AI, and GIS systems as well. Next slide, please. So to focus in terms of the aspect of education and the approach that we have taken as the university or as the College of Engineering, we are applying quite heavily the approach of the problem-based learning, or PBL, which brings together multidisciplinary teams and mentors or faculty members or from industry. And the focus is on sustainable solutions to community challenges as a way of approaching the theme of global sustainable development. And why is this? Why are we looking at PBL, and why have we taken this up quite heartedly as an approach? Is that number one is that we then lead to knowledge generation that is focused on addressing community challenges as a way of driving towards sustainability. The other is having multidisciplinary team engagements, and from the side of the School of Engineering, we're really heavily promoting this, and this is why I wanted to first share with you, even internal to the university, the different colleges and opportunities for multidisciplinarity that we have, and even going beyond that, beyond the university, looking for regional and international partnerships. It has a more of a focus around learner-centeredness, around our students. It's promoting teamwork and collaboration, and in turn, at the end, and which is also the focus of what we're looking at, is developing sustainable solutions. So I quickly highlight some of the projects that we have. The PBL East Africa project that was looking at having students focus on different of the SDGs. So we have projects that are looking at reusable water cycle processes. We have also the efficiency for access design challenges, where we are looking at clean energy access, standalone solar systems. We're also looking at sustainable infrastructure and how we get our communities, for example, embedded in the design and planning for community access roads and urban roads. So we have a wide spectrum of areas in which we are adopting the PBL. So it's both a learning opportunity for the students, but a hands-on opportunity, and with the focus towards global sustainable development. So this is the highlight that I wanted to give in terms of the approach. The last slide is just some questions that we shall delve into further when we do the breakout groups. Thank you very much for listening to me. And those are the questions we shall be discussing in the breakout group. Back to you, the moderator.
Thank you so much, Dorothy. Thank you so much, Dorothy, for the very good presentation and the very, very well overview of your organization and activities. So I would like to welcome the next presenter, and that is Chinandu from Botho University. Chinandu, if you are ready, you could just ask for permission to share your video and microphone. Thank you. Chinandu, do you hear me? And if you do so, please ask for sharing your video and microphone in the upper corner, in the upper right corner of your screen. So I think we will do like this, that we wait with Chinandu and then ask the next presenter to be prepared, and that is Camille Meyer from University of Cape Town. Camille, yes, you're ready, and I will just let you share your screen and video, or video and microphone. Hello, Camille. Welcome.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Should I share my screen?
So, Camille, would you like me to share your slides? You can share your screen. I think maybe that is even better. Okay, yeah.
Okay, let me try. Okay.
Then I unshare mine.
Yeah, hello,
Okay.
Camille.
Because I noticed that there is some delay. Yeah.
There is a button on the
Okay.
bottom of your screen to share screen, and you can share a screen or an app. So you have to choose.
Okay, I think this might be working, right? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
It's
Absolutely.
fine.
Okay, I'll just put a timer to be sure that I stay in 5 minutes. So thank you, everyone, especially Susanne and Panos, for inviting me to talk for this design conference. I'm really not used to talk to a design audience or design focused audience, because I'm senior lecturer in social innovation and entrepreneurship at the Graduate School of Business at the University of Cape Town. So usually we really discuss about business model and different type of entrepreneurship design for well, in my case, for sustainability. So I really try to make the connection between different business models and entrepreneurship that can include a more sustainable design perspective. So the importance of sustainability, right? I mean, it's pretty obvious, but this is where, I mean, the framework in which I include all my theoretical thinking, all my practice, teaching and research in terms of the donuts economic and the planetary boundaries. So I don't know if you are familiar with this conceptual framework, but basically the planetary boundaries are boundaries that human as societies and civilizations are relying on. We rely on a wealthy or healthy Earth system that provide clean water, stable climate, biodiversity, different type of essential environmental conditions that make our societies survive, right, and thrive. So the question now is that we have exceeded 4 of the planetary boundaries with climate change, biodiversity loss, land conversion, and also nitrogen and phosphorus loading. And those are boundaries. Yes?
Camille, you could share your slide. Maybe we just see your first slide. So
Okay, so please share my slide, because
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, technology, eh? So yes, so I think that most of any type of organizations, business leaders, public sector, non-profit sector, communities should really act for first remaining within the planetary boundaries so that we are sustainably in terms of environmental conditions, but also address the social needs of the people. And this includes different type of access to food, water, housing, education, etc. So the question is, how do we provide essential services, goods and services to the people who need it for collective and individual fulfillment, but also within staying within the planetary boundaries? And this is one of the key questions that our generations have to face, because we need to address them now for the next 10 to 20 years. We don't have much time. So the question is, how do we design sustainable products and services so that we manage to address the two conditions? So my presentation today will basically discuss one of the main assumptions of the linear economy, which is basically we take from the earth, we make, and we waste, we throw away. And this is a very linear conversation. And this is in many, many ways how enterprises consider their action. And this is where designing is very important. How do we design products and services that might be circular? So instead of wasting and extracting, we move into a circular economy. And this is a key for design. Please, next slide. Or is it me?
Share, yeah, you shared. You can share, you know, you hope.
Okay, because I was on two different screens. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, this presentation is highly relying on the work of the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, because they are excellent in terms of framing the circular economy in fashion, in plastic, in food, and in design as well. So in this case, I will focus especially on fashion to present what are the main challenges linked to the linear perspective of fashion, and how would it like to be more circular. So the circular economy is really how to make it more circular in terms of designing out waste and pollution, also keep product and materials in use, and also regenerate natural ecosystems. So this is a new way to design, make, and use things within planetary boundaries. And it's really from a shift from this economic paradigm of extraction. We always extract to become more stewards. So how do we move from extracting paradigm into a more stewardship or custodians as humans to our environment and our own people? So next slide. So a brief introduction of how the linear perspective arrives in clothing. So usually in terms of clothing production, you have four more main steps, which is fiber production, that is mainly either cotton production or polyester production based on oil extraction, clothing production, which is basically manufacturing, during which like all those fibers are dyed. Oh man. Okay, it's 5 minutes go very fast. So basically, one of the main questions in the circular in the linear economies that we take, and in the fashion industry, like 97% are virgin feedback. Out of it, mainly everything is based on plastic. More than 60% is based on plastic, and 73% goes into landfill and is incinerated. So basically, 3/4 of all the clothing we produce goes into landfills or incinerated. So it's very inefficient use of resources. So the question is really, how do we move towards a more circular economy in terms of phasing out substances and concern for microfiber release? So what type of fiber do we create? What type of fabric do we use for making clothing? The second one is how to include clothing in utilization. So making it more robust, more repairable, so we can repair instead of throwing it away right away. And also radically improve recycling, for example, and also making more effective use of resources and move to renewable inputs. So unfortunately, we don't have the time. I'm over my 5 minutes now, but design is very important in all those phases of clothing production. And if you want to move toward a circular economy, we need to think about products in this circular fashion. So not only ended up in landfills or incinerated, but really how can we make that those products are circulating and used more. And if they are ending up of their lives, they can be recycled so that it's not totally wasted. Thank you very much. I definitely, was over time. Thank you.
Thank you, Camille. Thank you. And thank you a lot for highlighting the importance of the circular economy. And I think you could really be bringing in your questions and your ideas here into the group session, the breakout session later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we hopefully can have Shinandu present. She has actually asked to share, but she is not visible for us, so we cannot allow her. So I have asked our helper here, Robert Masovic, to support this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So please just remind you, if you have questions or ideas or reflection, please use the chat, and we will try to make use of that along the way here. And of course, also if you have an issue with something, we'll try to make that out.
So we have contact with Shinandu.
Shinandu, you have a direct message, so please take a look. It is under chat.
So you have allowed Shinandu now to present?
Because I think it's problem on his side. Maybe his web browser is blocking,
No,
yeah, or something like
no
that.
message.
Maybe he has to take a look into it to see if the web browser is.
No, but there are no message. She respond now.
So Shinandu, if you look in your upper right corner, there should be a little square. It says share my video and microphone. So I think you have tried to use that, right?
Okay, so
that's
we
what, yeah. So
continue with.
Yes.
yeah, we need to
yes.
continue. So we come
Well,
back. Yeah.
She's now responding yes.
So she has actually asked for permission, Robert.
It's
It's
not-
not allowed.
Mr. Shinandu, if you're using a Mac computer, it is very highly possible that it is blocking your video and audio sharing. So please check that out. I messaged you directly.
Okay, so we will wait for Shinandu, and she can make a presentation just before we go into the breakout sessions instead. So please, Michelle, would you share our main presentation?
We have Jesper.
Yes, that's true. Yes, sorry.
So Jesper Vasell, are you there?
That's true.
Ready to because you're instead of
Yes.
Guguni.
Great, Jesper.
So Jesper is coming. Good. And we wait for Shinandu to come just after Jesper's short presentation.
Okay, can you see me and hear me now?
Yes.
Very good. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to try to fill in for Wycliffe Guguni from Strathmore University, who unfortunately could not be here today. I haven't really had the chance to prepare a presentation, as I only have actually one slide, but I'm going to try to give you a brief overview of what the activities are at Strathmore University surrounding challenge-driven education and so on. But let me first say that I'm Jesper Vasell, and I'm the director of the KTH Global Development Hub. And I think the activities at Strathmore around challenge-driven education, they are based on the partnership between KTH Global Development Hub and KTH on the one hand, and Strathmore University on the other hand. Strathmore University is based in Kenya. It's been in existence. It's a private university that has been around since 1961. And today, it started out as a very small college, but today it's a university of no less than 7 different faculties, ranging from computer science and engineering via business and technology, economics, law, and even social sciences and humanities. So it's a fairly broad activity. What Strathmore University have decided, and that's part of the partnership with KTH, is to implement challenge-driven education basically throughout all of their educational programs. And we have been working on that since 2017, basically, when we started that partnership. In 2018, they actually started their first challenge-driven education course within the Faculty of Information Technology back then. The concept that Strathmore University are using for challenge-driven education is the concept that we have developed within KTH Global Development Hub for challenge-driven education. I'm going to try to share one slide here, if I can just find how to do that.
You see a desktop.
Yeah. Let me see. Now you can see my desktop. Okay, let me. Can you see my slide now?
Yeah.
The
Yeah. Yes.
GDHCD concept. Okay, because this I'm going to show you, and that's basically the concept for challenge-driven education that Strathmore University are using. The idea behind this concept for challenge-driven education is to combine a learning process with an innovation process. And basically that means that in this concept, we start out with societal challenges which are defined in terms of the Sustainable Development Goals and Agenda 2030. And then we form student teams based on challenges, and these student teams are applying various methodologies, which is actually part of the learning process, like design thinking. We're looking at the impact planning, understanding of sustainable development, and so on. And based on that, they work on this challenge towards a solution, but not merely towards a solution to the challenge. We put a lot of emphasis into the innovation aspect of this and the express goal that the solution should actually reach society if it can. So the students are not just working on finding the solution, they're also looking every bit as much into how to actually bring it to society and how can you actually scale this solution to society. And the intention of this is to really impact society in two different ways. One of them being innovation capacity. That's the learning of the students, the understanding of how to actually start out with a rather broad and a relatively fussy societal challenge, and yet being able to work in a systematic and methodical fashion towards an innovation. So that's sort of the innovation capacity that we want to bring to society. And the other part is then actual real innovation. The challenges are not just a study object for the students. It's something that we take very seriously in terms of trying to bring the solutions to society. That is evidenced, among other things, by the fact that the challenges is not something that we define within the university. It's something which is defined in collaboration between multiple stakeholders. So when we start out these processes, we actually know that it's a challenge where there are multiple stakeholders who would value a solution to this particular challenge and who are in one way or another prepared to support the development of the solution and the implementation of the solution in society, trying to cover the whole process in this case. So this is the basically the concept that Strathmore is using in their CDE courses. They currently are developing a number of courses. So they're basically CDE courses within, as of today, 4 out of 7 schools within or faculties within Strathmore University. And there are even more coming along as we are continuously training teachers within this concept and having development of CDE courses according to this concept. Again, I'm sorry Guguni couldn't be here and represent Strathmore and tell you even more about this, but I hope that this could at least serve as a well, some kind of initial introduction to what we do at Strathmore University.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Jesper, for presenting this in such a short and concise manner. Thank you. And you will have the opportunity to discuss more with Jesper and more with opportunities that are activities in Strathmore later. And now we also have Shinandu. Yes, hi. Shinandu.
Okay, hi. I'm sorry, I've got a mask on.
No problem.
I'm sorry, I've got a mask on, but I had to run to my colleague's office in order to be able to do the presentation.
Ah, yes, of course. That's great.
And there are 2 of us in the office. Okay, so anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Shinandu. I will just start your presentation here and then you can start speaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
And my apologies.
No problem. We're all learning here, you know. So, can you see that I have shared your first slide?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, brief introduction. Our presentation from Buto is based on a student project that we did, and it's it's the background to it is the fact we've used sustainability, especially from a product design, being only about adding value, but also having the ability to commercialize it and make it successful. So for us, the branding aspect is as much as important as value addition. So this is just an example of a project that we worked on with our final year students.
Next slide.
Next, sorry.
Yeah. I will. There is a slight delay, so you know, delay.
No,
so
that's fine.
Yeah.
So it's just the title there and then my name. Okay. So what happened is that every year we have a final year project. And normally we'd ask the students to pick their own themes. And then after that, if they are happy with their work, we'll also recommend them to either develop their own brand or to continue working on it and taking part in fairs. So they have different options, or sometimes they use their portfolios as when they're going out for employment. Now, at the beginning of this year, what we decided to do was that we were going to give the students a theme, and then from there, a general theme, and then they could pick sub-themes from that general theme. And the student project was African totems, ancestors, gods, and zodiacs. And if anyone familiar with African culture will know that I think 90% of Africans have totems, okay? Anyway, in Southern Africa, and I feel so totem is basically a clan, and a clan is represented, can be either, normally it's represented, kinship is represented, clanship is represented by either by animals or normally it's by animals. So for example, my clan is the pig. So normally I'm not supposed to eat a pig, okay? So that's my clan totem. Ancestors, we have this worship of ancestors. So your ancestor just doesn't die. He's always there, he's part of your life. Then you've got gods, I think everybody's familiar with gods and zodiacs. So we ask the students to work on that. Pick African gods, totems, gods or zodiacs, and do research on that, and then present us with a proposal. Then from the findings, what we noticed was that tags are actually, yes, an intricate part of African culture, but there are very few examples of tags-related jewelry, especially based on African themes. Everybody has a good idea of European zodiac signs, Chinese zodiac signs, European gods. You know, students would ask a god and they'll tell you Zeus or Egyptian gods. Well, Egyptians are also African, so there I misspoke there. And then we realized that, okay, you had this tags is an intricate part of African culture. On the other hand, you have very few examples of jewelry based on these themes. Then in Africa, you have got a rising middle class, which actually has a surplus income. So we thought, maybe there are opportunities here that we need to look at. Next slide. So when the way we approached it was, product ideas at the end are also assets, because you can go and register them for copyright. I mean, you can they can be covered by copyright. You can go and register them under design rights or design registration, or sometimes even patents. So we thought, okay, we actually have a potential here after seeing the results of the students' findings, and then also looking at the products, the end products that the students came out with. And so we actually have a potential to develop a jewelry brand based on African themes for African markets and its diaspora, but this brand itself would not be owned by the department, it would be owned by the students. Okay, so we will develop this brand on behalf of students so that they have an option of whether they can develop products and trade under this brand, so that in the long term, like I said, Botswana youth unemployment is 34%. And then you add on the impact of COVID, this is already restricting the opportunities. So we wanted to say, how do we open up the opportunity using this tax project? Okay, so what we did is, the first thing we did, we said, okay, let's protect the concept, not the design concepts, because the design concepts per se, what do we protect? The design concepts, the copyrights to the design concept, the design registration. So what we did is we approached the local IP office and we said, okay, what is the best way to go about this? We've got all these designs, we've got these projects, and we want to know how to protect the students' work. But we also want it to be something that will not just end once the project ends. They must be able to build a business around this. So what we did, we actually then visited and they recommended, they said, okay, you can either do copyrights or you can design registration or trademarks. We selected trademarks because trademarks covers a wide range of products. Next. And then we went in collaboration with a local design company in designing the tags logo. What we decided is we're not going to create separate brands, like one for totems, one for ancestors, one for gods, or one for zodiac sign. We'll just put the abbreviations together and we will create our logo from that. And then the design company also made up some mock-ups to show us what it would look like, you know, like on gift bags, on the labels. Next. And then afterwards, we actually realized that the design company that we worked with liked the idea very much, liked the idea so much that they offered to do the work for us pro bono. But then we realized that despite them doing the work for pro bono, we actually needed them to transfer the copyright to the artwork, because we decided, we noticed that at some point in time, should this brand become successful and they still own that copyright, it would be a problem for us as well as a problem for them. And fortunately, they were very willing to transfer and sign over those copyrights to us. Okay, next. Okay, so in conclusion, way forward, we still in a development stage. Next step is we are going to undertake a market survey, or to online survey to look at customers' perception of the proposed trademark and the products before we proceed any further, because we actually need to know if there are any changes that the customers would want us to make in our products, and also how much real demand is there. Okay, next. I think, and on this slide is supposed to say thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe. Well, here it goes.
Thank you, Shinando.
Thank you so much, Shinando, for a very inspiring presentation of an interesting project from the students at Botho. So now we are ending the presentation part of the session, and we have a few slides just to show you the instructions for how to make use of the breakout discussions. So please, Michelle, would you share your screen and the presentation?
Some possible goals for the
Yeah, I can talk about that a little bit.
for your efforts.
Yeah,
cool.
Do we talk about
Thank
this first? Yes.
Yeah, so I'll talk.
Yes, please.
So one of the things that we want to talk about today at the breakouts is the possibilities for collaborations for specific activities within the Design Society. So I'd like to remind you that the ISET 2021 in Sweden will be ongoing. It's probably going to be a hybrid conference, but papers are due soon. So if you consider a paper for that event, you may also talk to some other people who are interested possibly to collaborate. The second point is the Design Science Journal which is a joint publication between Design Society and Cambridge University Press, has just announced a thematic collection, which is like a special issue on design for sustainable development. There's a link there, and we'll also post it on the website. And so this collection is for actual journal articles, and it will be open for the next several months. And then the third thing I want to mention for those of you who are new to the Design Society is the special interest groups that the Society has, and you can find them on the website. And perhaps most related to our event today is the special interest group on sustainability and sustainable design. So please keep those in mind as you look for collaborations. Thank you. Next slide.
Thank you, Panos. And this slide shows the different breakout rooms. I suppose most of you have received information about these before, but for you who have entered this session right now, it's important for you to look into what theme you would prefer. So we have the team education, which will be moderated by Dorothy Okello. We have the team effective resource usage, which will be moderated by Camille Meyer. The team product service system, where Shinandu Mamendebole will be the moderator. And finally, the team innovative society, where we have the moderator Jesper Vassell today, as Guguni is not able to participate. So please enter the rooms that you have been pre-selected to based on your interest when you registered. Yeah.
Do you want me to share the links to breakout rooms once again in the chat?
Absolutely. So I think when we just shortly have looked into the instruction, you could please, great. You can share them again. So you can see that Robert now has shared the breakout room links where you enter after this instruction. So all members of the team should shortly present themselves when you meet up. And then you would discuss and try to identify one or two common themes of interest that you have. And please then consider also different application areas concerning health or water, etc. And also discuss then ideas on how to collaborate. And that's where Panos' presentation also could be helpful to think about when it comes to the ISO 2021 and the special issue. And then please conclude and agree upon what should be the next steps. And you should be then prepared to do a really short presentation of the outcome and the suggestions that you have for the next steps. And the moderators will help out. And also we would like you to select a reporter, a person that will report back here in the end. And to support your discussion and to support your presentation, we have also prepared a Google Drive document where you could actually write down your different ideas. And we have, and not the least, our students here have collected a number of rules of the game that we would like to be present in the teams, in the breakout rooms, where we would like you to allow everyone to have a chance to speak and to keep time and have a positive, encouraging atmosphere, to listen respectfully and actively to each other, and to avoid criticizing ideas, but rather build up on each other's ideas. So by these last words, we would like you to go in to the different rooms. And Michelle, she has also now, as you may have seen in the chat, she's also put links for the Google Docs that you could use for the note-taking in each of the rooms.
Maybe we could fill in that those of you that didn't sign up before, just look at the head of the different rooms that Susanne presented, and you can choose to go into the one you prefer.
Yeah, I'll just go back to that. I'll share the slide for that room.
That's good.
Perfect. So now we are a bit ahead or delayed.
A bit delayed.
Yeah, so we will still keep around 25 minutes for the breakout session. and we will call you back. So you will be back around 10. Yeah, 10 to 4, right? Mm.
Not around. I would say we have to be exact then, because we have very few minutes left to present and listen to each other. Thank you.
So now you could start.
Shall we get out and jump in?
Yeah, we will also jump in.
So I think everybody's coming back. Okay. Susanne, how are you doing?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm getting back here. Yes, I can tell that there are a few people coming back here now.
Yeah, it took us a minute to find out how to get back, because you have to go through the sessions. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I have no idea what happened with the breakout. None of the people that we had listed
No.
joined, except, well, actually, no, Anders Rosen and Dorothy were there, but not the other ones. So I don't know what, hopefully they went somewhere else.
Yeah, but it's yeah, we had the same. We had one person who couldn't join because of technical issues. So yeah. Yeah, we hope that they didn't show up because of technical issues with the platform, though. Okay, so Michelle, is she? Are you? No, she's not back. Yeah, but we could also. I could share the final.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Panos, you might be.
Maybe you can share the next steps.
Yeah. So do you see that now? Could you see that?
Not yet.
Slide? Okay.
Do you want me to share? Oh, you're sharing it?
I thought I was sharing it, but obviously not. So Michelle, try you.
Okay.
Or yeah.
So we can contact people to do we should have the report backs first, right? For a minute or two.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I can start by asking Eric. Is Eric Brubaker? Okay, I will allow him. So Eric, you're on. I don't know if you want to share something. You can go ahead and share your screen if you wish, or just talk.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Panos. Thank you all for organizing this, and good to meet you all. So I was in the education group 1, and with Dorothy and Panos and team. We talked about a variety of things, including how in our experiences developing courses that involve international partnerships, it's often done on a sort of voluntary basis where it's not formalized across our institutions very well. So we're looking for other models of how to do that. We also discussed how we could use more networks or platforms that allow us to, sort of like a marketplace, as Dorothy described, that allows us to share our opportunities, our projects, and allow our students to kind of match up in ways that work for everyone. And we shared a couple example platforms like the Resilient Africa Network, World University Network, and others. And as possible next steps, we're thinking about kind of joint grants for building our collaborations or such networks, and possibly joint publications. But of course, we ran out of time.
Thank you, Eric. Fantastic.
Thank you, and you could leave it so we can have it afterwards, right? Thank you. Or put it on the web. Thank you.
Yeah. Next.
Yes, so I can talk on behalf of Group 2, which was the effective resource usage. So we mostly talked about the circular economy and different things that kind of go into making that possible. One of the things we talked about was functional integration, process sustainability, reducing material consumption, and just improving the entire process of manufacturing and how to make that. And then we also actually talked about a social perspective and how not only is a circular economy important in terms of the environment, but also in terms of how people are treated in like the factories and things that make products for a linear economy, and how a lot of these people are working in dangerous conditions and in toxic environments. And then we also discussed how can we change people's lifestyles to actually be in accordance with the circular economy rather than constantly buying something and throwing it away. So there was like this emphasis of a cross section between social and environmental values in terms of a circular economy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also,
No, very good.
very good. And the room number 3? What was that?
Breakout room 3.
Breakout room 3, I think Dr. Shibabo was supposed to help us in meeting.
Yeah. Hello. Did you? Maybe you can remind him.
About breakout 4, if you can.
Yeah, if we can.
Oh, Bernard is here. Okay.
No, he's there. Please.
Yeah.
I got him.
What do you mean?
I got him.
Hello.
Hi, Bernard.
Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome, Bernard.
Sorry for that.
Hi.
Yes. Yeah, so I was in breakout room 3 with the other colleagues from there. We have mainly managed to work around solar because energy is actually one of the key challenges, especially concerning Africa. So we see common interests in the area around solar, and the interesting thing is that Strathmore, the university that I belong, that is Strathmore University, has been doing quite a lot in that. If you visit our university, you basically have solar panels almost on all the rooftops. So what we like to do is to partner with the other members who are actually in the team in both providing training or leadership training in the area of solar, but then also in addition to the same solar projects that could actually involve technology. So a combination of sustainability, technology, and usage. Of course, even our university, we actually focus on clean energy or renewable energy. So that is what we have found as a common ground in terms of summarizing our discussions in the team. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bernard. Thank you so much. Now we hope room number 4, and Jake is presenting now. Would you knock on our door, please?
All right, can you hear me?
There you go.
Great.
Yeah, great.
All right, yeah, so breakout room 4, we were talking about an innovative society. And to kind of kickstart our discussion, we said, okay, well, let's define what is an innovative society. And then we kind of spent some time, just trying to be like, okay, what is this? So we talked about an innovative society is a society that can innovate for their own needs, but also be able to innovate for others' needs outside of their specific community. We also talked about, an innovative society is one where people's ideas are protected. But then we kind of got on this discussion, like, what is innovation for this context? So someone mentioned an innovative society is made up of innovative people and people that are capable of transforming maybe one of our normal societies into a sustainable society. So when we got to talk about where can we collaborate, we feel like there's a lot more room to explore this concept of what is an innovative society, what are some principles that makes a society innovative, and then what are some applications of those principles. And if we have more time, we're kind of trending in the direction to talk about, what are these specific applications and where could we partner together, perhaps across institutions or even countries, to really address some of these applications that will help our societies become more innovative.
Great, thank you, Jake.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you. So by this, maybe we have some last slides that we could look at, because we are now at 4:0. We of course want to thank all of you attending, but we also have some more. Please, Panos, take over this one.
Right.
What's the next?
So what I would like to suggest is that we use the website that we created under the Design Society platform. We will post updates on, first of all, we post these materials, and those of you that had registered in the Google form before, and we know you, we have posted your names and emails and affiliations, so others can recognize you. If anybody else that participated today would like to be included, we can do that. Just send me a note for now. So this website will be one way of putting updates on what's going on and allowing others to join. The other thing is that we started a LinkedIn group for the Africa Design Project, but we have not been very active on it. Happily, one of our students, Michelle, that you met today, and hopefully some others will help these old-timers get more serious about social networks. And so we will look to activate this and start posting things. Also, there's suggestions such as the ResearchGate as a way of establishing projects and maybe sharing some publications. So any thoughts you have following this meeting about how to build the networks that we mentioned already, and what might be the social media venues that would be appropriate for this type of activity. And in particular, if any one of you wants to suggest their particular in personal involvement, that would be very much appreciated, particularly from students and sort of younger researchers who can carry this forward. So thank you. Back to you.
Thank you. And also you have the last slide, don't you, Michelle, with acknowledgement to all of you. It's coming up. Thank you. It's a tricky type of conference, this, but thank you very much for standing by. And thank you especially to the students that have helped us a lot, as Panos just said, and reporters, and of course Design Society and Design 2020 organizers. It has been challenging, interesting, and we hope it's a step closer to better collaboration. So thanks a lot to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you in real life, hopefully. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.